Hi, my name's Linda, and I would like to critique my ability to deal with work with facility issues and its impact on my effectiveness. So, to begin with, one of our residents had recently come into the facility and he was having trouble orientating himself around the facility. He was also having trouble orientating himself to the activities. So, in the built environment of the facility, there was no signs stating what the common rooms were. So the activities room didn't have a sign, neither did the day room or the dining room. And another thing that I think contributed to this was the A3 piece of paper that they had as the monthly planner for all activities, which was black and white. Now, in week 3, I wrote an email to the facility, the director of care, um, to suggest about the signage because it is quite confusing. And I also suggested that they could put up areas that had magazines that had signage on them too, inviting the residents or the visitors to read the magazines. I didn't hear anything back from the director of care, but I did see her in the hallway and she said that she got my email. So then I decided at week 4 that I would go and email another facility that I heard is doing the Montessori approach because I wanted to see how they were doing their signs and what other things they were doing to engage the residents. When I didn't hear back from the facility manager, I did feel frustrated and a little bit disappointed, but I thought that's okay, I'll just send her another email. So I sent her another email in week 6 and I still didn't hear anything back. In the meantime, we had gone to see the other facility and have a look at the things that they had implemented in their facility, and they had the signs that were yellow with black writing like Alzheimer's Australia suggests, and they also had weekly calendars that were put in the residents' rooms that were colourful, they had pictures on it, and they also had it in the lifts for the visitors, and they also had it at the start of the dining room. And in the dining room they had the whiteboard which they put all the activities on. So I thought they were really good things. Another thing that we saw in our visit to the other facility was that in the dementia area they had what they call wall murals that the residents could come and be interactive with, and that was to rearrange the flowers, and another one was to rearrange the fish. So I thought they were really good to stop people wandering. Another thing that they did that I thought was really good was to have fiddle boxes so that when people were feeling restless, they had something that they could come and fiddle with, which was actually meaningful to them. So I thought that was really good. By about week 7 in our facility, I saw that they had laid out some magazines in the day area and also in the dementia area in a spot in the dementia area. They hadn't actually put up any signs, and I hadn't done any signs for my resident to help orientate him. We'd just taken him on little trips around the facility. So we took him to some activities and we also just took him out for a walk. But I think upon reflection, I should have put up some signs that help orientate him and not really worry about what the facility manager said. I could have just pleaded that I didn't know and she would have taken down the signs. So by about week 10, I decided that I was going to put up a sign about reading the magazines. So I have done that, and I have continued to put up the signs about reading the magazine. And for our present to the facility, we are going to make a wall mural and we're going to put it in the dementia wing without really mentioning it to management to see if it can be used for the residents, because it really showed me the importance of keeping the residents engaged. that was the difference between going to the other facility and the facility that we're at. The residents are really bored, and it didn't seem like the residents at the other facility were bored because they had things that they could do throughout the day. So what is my planned action? I will ask the OT on next year's prac how they cope with these kind of issues and what strategies they use. I will also see what things I can do as a student that will help the residents to be able to engage in meaningful occupations, because I think that is so important. It was really nice to see moments of well-being with our residents when they were engaged in activities that were meaningful to them. I will also continue not to get involved in the politics of the facility, and when I am feeling stressed or frustrated, I will go for a run or I continue to walk my dogs because that helps me with my stress levels. I will also watch this TED talk called How to Make Stress Your Friend, so that I remind myself that stress is just a perception. And I will also take this online course called Improve Communication, Speak Smoothly, Clearly and Confidently, so that I feel competent when I'm talking to people in higher positions. So thank you very much for listening, and that's all.